This familiar tune takes us back 100 years ago to the Jazz Age, a time when haircuts and hemlines were getting shorter and Model Ts were the car to be seen in. Sedona had less than 100 residents and was starting to become known for its iconic red rock landscapes. Now, let the Humane Society of Sedona take you back to those simpler times to celebrate the animals and our first Virtual Pet Lovers Gala, the Roaring Twenties in 2020.
Glad you're here on 20s Tuesday. Now let's hear a little bit from one of our wonderful board members, Natalie Kurtz.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us and supporting the 2020 Humane Society Pet Lovers Gala. I'm Natalie Kurtz, a board member of the Humane Society since 2019. I joined the board because of my love and my commitment to the health and the welfare of all animals. I've got 5 dogs of my own and another one coming this weekend. So trust me, my life is full because of animals. I'm also a manager and a business development officer for Stewart Title and Trust. I've personally witnessed the compassion, the kindness, the generosity that our wonderful community shows to animals and their humans. The Humane Society of Sedona is a non-profit organization that is dedicated to improving the lives of all pets. We can't do it alone. We need community support. We rely on the community, your support through monetary donations, volunteering, sponsorships. You can sponsor a kennel, donating items to our 2 thrift stores. And think about including the Humane Society in your estate planning. It's awesome. Leave something behind for the animals. Please consider donating now. You can do that by texting DONATE, DONATE, to 928-212-2722. Again, text DONATE to 928-212-2722. Now, on behalf of everyone at the Sedona Humane Society, my fellow board of directors, and all of our furry friends, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your support.
So today is 20s Tuesday, and guess what happens on 20s Tuesday? We meet Clancy from the Sedona Heritage Museum. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're not going to believe these photos of what Sedona looked like 100 years ago. Clancy?
Hi, my name is Clancy Sage. I'm a member of the Sedona Historical Society, and I'm going to be taking you through some photos of what Sedona looked like in the Roaring Twenties. The 1920s opened with Americans having overcome World War I, the flu pandemic of 1918-1919, and the economic downturn that had accompanied both. The U.S. emerged from these crises with arguably the strongest and most vibrant economy in the world at that time. Thus began the decade of the Roaring Twenties. But in Sedona, Arizona, while some things were following the national trends, other things weren't a lot different than they had been in the late 1800s. Sedona was still very rural, isolated, and underpopulated, with maybe a couple of hundred residents, from the top of Oak Creek Canyon to the Red Rock Loop area. Grasshopper Flat, what we now know as West Sedona, hosted a few homesteads and tall grass full of grasshoppers. Adventuresome homesteaders settled Little Horse Park, what we call the chapel area today, needing to haul water to their crops and animals. Some ranchers had assembled significant cattle herds, hosting seasonal roundups in Big Park, today's village of Oak Creek, and delivering their cattle to the train and Flagstaff for shipment to big cities. The entire local economy was driven by agriculture. Farmers were finally raising more than they needed to feed their own families and were selling any excess to Flagstaff and Jerome markets. In 1920, the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was passed, creating prohibition. Many people ignored the ban, and Henry Sherman, who made Red Rock wine in his stone winery in the area of the Loop Road, was jailed for a time for selling his wine. But the presence of Oak Creek meant irrigation and the potential for good crops. George Jordan arrived in 1926 and quickly established a commercial-scale fruit orchard in what we now know as Uptown. His fruit packing shed was eventually converted to the Sedona Arts Center. Sedona would come to the attention of the world in the 1920s when the first of almost 100 feature films were made here. Zane Grey wrote his book Call of the Canyon, staying at a lodge where West Fork is today. Having creative control, he required that the film be made where the book was set, so in 1923, the first movie crew arrived, exposing our natural beauty to the world. Carl Mayu was hired as a photographer for that movie. When he saw the beauty of the location, he purchased property with a 2-story log home on it, expanded that, and opened Mayu's Oak Creek Canyon Lodge, which operated from 1926 to 1968. The lodge hosted such famous people as Clark Gable, Rita Hayworth, Cesar Romero, Herbert Hoover, Walt Disney, Jimmy Stewart, and Lord and Lady Halifax from England. In the 1920s, for the first time, many Americans had extra money to spend, including some Sedonans. Ford's Model T sold for just $260, and generous credit made cars affordable luxuries. At the close of the decade, 1 in 5 Americans owned a car, but the car brought the need for better roads. The road from Sedona to Flagstaff through the canyon was completed in 1914, but was unpaved and crossed the creek 16 times. It was only a one-way road, and cars had to back up and pull over if another car approached from the opposite direction. Rough roads meant horses were still a practical mode of transportation. For example, school teacher Ruth Wolf rode to the school just like many of her students did. Most farm work was still done using 4-legged creatures, but as the years progressed, engine-driven equipment began to take their place. In the 1920s, families who lived in Grasshopper Flat sent their children to the Sedona School on the Coconino County side of town. But being in different counties meant Yavapai side families had no saying in the running of the school. Jim Jackson wasn't happy with this arrangement, so he relentlessly lobbied Yavapai County for a school, agreeing if they brought the materials, he would build it himself, which he did in 1925. It had no electricity and is the only Sedona school building surviving to this day. Though greatly remodeled, it today houses the Hilltop Deli. Speaking of electricity, during the 1920s, while most of the rest of the country was gathering by the radio every night, commercial power would not arrive in Sedona until the 1940s. And the telephone didn't connect Sedona to the rest of the world until well into the 1930s, when the first private phone was hooked up at the Hart store. With no stores in Sedona, commerce and shopping took place in Jerome, Clarkdale, Cottonwood, and Flagstaff. But all that changed in 1926 when Dad Hart opened his general store at the intersection of what is now Ranger and Brewer Roads. He sold gasoline stored in drums at first, eventually putting in modern gas pumps. Dad Hart offered generous credit accounts and always made sure local children got hard candy for Christmas. The Hart store is known as the Hummingbird House today. 1920 Sedona had no churches or dance hall, just the Brewer Road School, and so it hosted community meetings, church services, all manner of social events, and was where residents went to vote. Dances were common and gave locals a chance to socialize. I can guarantee you that this couple is not doing the Charleston. Dances even on a dirt dance floor at Indian Gardens sometimes lasted all night and were a way for young people to meet and court. And while the schools were miles apart, there were still opportunities for baseball games like this one in the field of the Sedona School and adjacent Sedona Ranger Station. Cowboys looking for a chance to show off their skills held informal rodeos. Not to be left out during Arizona's popular dude ranch phase, Sedona was visited by the Fox family who came to Arizona from New York in 1922. They purchased a ranch at the top of Schnebly Hill, and in 1927 they converted it to a summer camp for the pampered sons of wealthy Easterners. It was a school with no books that taught the youngsters the cowboy way of life. Sadly, the Great Depression virtually wiped out the family's finances, and the ranch and camp were short-lived. The decade of the 1920s was kicked off with the passage of the 19th Amendment, finally giving women the right to vote. And while Sedona's women led mostly traditional lives, they were civilization builders, ensuring their new frontier home had schools, midwives and home remedies, church services, social clubs, and a sense of community and hospitality. Life in Sedona in the 1920s meant a lot of hard work and the practical clothing needed for that work. It goes without saying that while local fashion might have been influenced by the times, there really wasn't much use for a flapper dress. The 1920s in America were an era of change and growth. They came in with a roar of economic prosperity, and they ended with a crash. Descendants of Sedona pioneers like to say that the outside influences of the 1920s and 30s changed daily life here very little. After all, it was a small town made up of families who worked together, played together, and survived. These stories and photos are from the collection of the Sedona Historical Society and Sedona Heritage Museum. To learn more and to support the Society and Museum mission, please visit sedonamuseum.org or come to the museum, which is open daily from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thank you.
I'm Jennifer Brecher. I'm the Executive Director of the Humane Society of Sedona, and I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual gala. Before we start off, I want to give a great shout out and a big thank you to our wonderful, amazing sponsors, donors, and supporters of the animals here at the Humane Society of Sedona.
I'd like you to meet Barry and Arlette Levitan. They are our Great Gatsby sponsors and volunteers, as well as Barry as a board member. Let's hear from them.
I'm Arlette Levitan. I volunteer here for a number of years now, 7 years or so. I walk dogs primarily. There are lots of other things you can do to help out at the Humane Society. Of course, having a good adoption is what we really strive for. This fellow is Courage. He's a senior, which means he's 7 or older. He's had kind of a hard life. His ear's torn, his tail's been broken, his pads are really thick, which probably means he was out roaming for a good period of time. But he's a sweetheart.
I'm Barry Levitan, also a Levitan. I'm on the board of directors here for a couple of years now. I'm going through some challenging times at the shelter with COVID virus, and dogs still need to be put in homes, cats need to be put in homes. I was trying to get Courage to tell me his story earlier, but all I got were these freckles poking against me and some tail wags. Every dog deserves to be in a good home, and I think a dog completes a good home. Family, kids, dog, some people it's cats. That's okay too. But we try to get every dog that comes through here into a good home. We take in strays, we take in surrenders. We go out and get other dogs from other shelters, and unfortunately there's enough animals out there that need to be rehomed. It's wonderful to get these dogs out to great homes.
The animals are counting on you this week and every week. The Humane Society of Sedona's Gala is their biggest fundraiser of the year. You get to be a part of that. I get to be a part of that. And it's going to be fantastic. But we need your help, your support. Your sponsorship and donations matter today more than ever. So join us and please donate.
Hi everybody, Glenn Scarpelli here from Sedona Now TV, and we are so happy to support and sponsor the Humane Society of Sedona. And I'm standing here with these two beautiful rescue angels of ours. Just walked away. Come over here, Jordan. Jordan actually was rescued at the Humane Society. And we always say, who rescued who? Right? Who rescued who? We love supporting the Humane Society of Sedona. And we love the Humane Society of Sedona. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
You know, so much of what we do here at the Humane Society of Sedona is dependent on our hundreds of volunteers. And I want you to meet Sarah Porter, our current interim director of operations and also our volunteer manager.
Hi, I'm Sarah Porter, and I'm coming to you here from the Humane Society of Sedona. And I want to talk to you today about volunteering. Volunteers are the heart and soul of the Humane Society of Sedona. We could not do what we do for the animals without volunteers. Volunteers every day change the lives of shelter animals, and it just takes 2 to 3 hours a week. If you'd like to become a volunteer with us, we have you go through orientation, then we train you to work with the kitties or with the dogs or at the thrift store, whatever works for you. But it all makes a difference. So if you would like to find out more about volunteering, go to our website, humanesocietyofsedona.org, and go to our volunteer page.
Our premier auction item this evening is a canine experience. And Arlette's going to tell us about it. Take it away, Arlette.
Good morning, my name is Arlette Levitan and I did the K9 ride-along with Officer Reed and Max about a year ago. It was a phenomenal experience. We started with lunch and Officer Reed had to excuse himself from the table. He has a special app on his phone that tells him when his vehicle is getting too warm for Max, and he had to go outside and turn the air conditioning up. From there we went to the police station, which I've never been in before, and I got a tour. And then we got into the police officer's vehicle and I did a ride along with him. Max was in the back and he did some routine traffic stops and I got to listen and see everything that went on. From there we went over to Posse Grounds where he let Max out of the vehicle. Max proceeded to jump the fence and chase a ball, and Officer Reed stopped him about 25 feet from the ball. The dog's recall is amazing. And then he did some drills with hand signals. Max can turn left, right, and that is for if they're doing search and rescue in a building and they have to be silent. And after the drills, Officer Reed plays with him with a toy. They play tug of war, and I mean, who wouldn't want to go to work and play every day? Max just loves it. And then we went back to the police station, and Officer Reed hid trace amounts of cocaine, meth, and heroin in 3 vehicles, and Max found these drugs within minutes. It was so impressive. Anyway, they are an amazing team, and we are so fortunate to have them working for us in our community. They are offering this experience again this year as a silent auction item, and I would highly recommend checking it out and bidding on it. It is definitely worth your time.
Shh.
What? Shh. I think I'm missing something. What's that about?
It means there's going to be a silent auction
Yeah?
all week from September 21st to the 26th.
Oh!
The Humane Society of Sedona.
Sedona!
Yeah.
That's right. They're having
Right.
a silent auction. You know, there's some really down and out needy animals
I
that
know.
need your help.
They really do.
Now, do you know how to register?
No.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. You text that number right there.
Where?
Right there.
Where?
Oh, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it, yeah.
You gotta register first, so text that number that you see on this screen and give from your heart and give from your wallet too. Okay? Yeah, remember, Humane Society of Sedona.
September 21st to the 26th.
You can give to so many animals that really need your help.
Our second premier auction item is an amazing stay at the Seven Canyon Villas for 5 nights, including some golf. So make sure you go on the auction page and bid.
So do you want to be a part of our silent auction? Go to our website right now and register for our silent auction and get your bidder number at humanesocietyofsedona.org.
Come on, be a supporter. Donate now to the Humane Society of Sedona. Text DONATE, D-O-N-A-T-E, to 928-212-2722.
You've already seen our beautiful MC, Tanya. And one thing I've been waiting for is the segment where she is going to teach us how to apply 20s makeup.
Hey everybody, so it's 1920s time, and since I'm hosting the event this year, I did a lot of research on hair and makeup, but makeup in particular. I don't want you to get caught up on the tools I'm using. You can use Q-tips, you can use brushes, you can use smudgers, anything you want. So first of all, I started with my makeup already on, my base already on. So just get your skin tone as smooth and clean as possible. So no highlighting, no anything, very blank, okay? They did use blush. Now I'm gonna use a cream blusher here. You can use a powder, anything that you want that makes your day. And they put the blush back here on the backs of their cheeks because it made their face look fuller. And so you don't even have to really use that much. I mean, remember, they weren't real advanced as far as what the face, what they really wanted their face to look like, but they did want it to look full because it was after the Spanish flu and after the war, and so they were very thin, right? So use the blush back here. You don't want to put it up here on the apples of your cheeks. Simple, easy, no problem. The second thing that I learned via Clara Bow, who was an incredible silent film star. She was the biggest hit of the 1920s. Everybody wanted to look and be like Clara Bow. They brought the brow all the way rounded down to the edge of the eye. It gave, in their opinion, a lot of depth to their eyes, and it created kind of a sad expression, and they wanted a lot of expression, at least in the movies. So everyday people who were going out to the speakeasies copied that look. The next big thing they used was black eyeliner. They used charcoal, like literal charcoal pencils still at the time. So you just want to go, you don't have to be specific or very tight with it. You're just, because you're going to smudge this out. So we're just going to line all the way around the eyes. So you see it's not clean. I haven't done a really great job. We're going to go ahead and do the second eye. Okay, so simple. Easy peasy eyeliner. Don't get hung up on it. I have a smudge tip brush. I also have a smudge brush. You can use a Q-tip. You can use your finger. All you're going to do is go through and smudge this out. You want a nice, thick, pretty heavy line. Easy peasy. Smudged. Done. Dark colors are the way to go all the way up, with just a little bit of what we would call highlighter, but not much. I'm going to go all the way around my eye, but don't be afraid to put it in there. Really dig in. Simple, right? We're starting to come together. It's going to get better, I promise. Now I have a little color palette here. Pick any colors you want, but light colors were not the name of the game. So I'm going to go in with, it's kind of a dark metallic green, and I'm going to take it all the way up past my brow bone. And you want to get into these edges. And then you want to kind of come down just a hair with this second color. You know, I've already done the black, but see how it starts blending in? You want to kind of come down around the edge here. We're going to go through and we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so it's really getting dark for me. This is not my normal look. We're going to go even darker. I'm using the deep burgundy, and you're going to start on this outer edge and work your way toward the center. And you're not going to go above the crease. All right, we're going to hop over to the other eye to finish this one off. All right, the eyeshadows are pretty much finished at this point. I like to take a clean brush at this point and just go in and get a little blend on the outside edges. Now you see my brow is starting to make a little more sense. It's not a heavy brow, it just gets drawn down to the edge. Now when I said we're going to use just a touch, very minimal amount of a highlighter color to lighten up the brow bone, just a hair. Don't go with anything too extreme. You're just going to go and brush it lightly right here across the top of the brow. The idea being that the darker and the more pronounced your eyes are, the better, because that expression is what they found very sexy back then. Next, I'm going to go in with a little mascara. All right, my eyes are done. My cheeks are done. The base is good. Last step. It's my favorite one. It's the lipstick, right? They really only had 2 or 3 different shades of red to choose from. We're lucky we don't have to worry about that. We have millions of shades. But they did have incredible little metal lip tracers because they were really going for that Betty Boop look where it was just here, so the center of the lip only. And so what one of the videos I watched taught us to do is to come in with a lip liner and mark out the part that you're going to color in, because you're not going to go all the way to the edge. Lip liner really wasn't a thing, so this isn't perfect. It's a little messy, but my trusty lipstick is going to make it perfect, right? Now, I like going in with a lip brush and cleaning it up. And you definitely want to make this little Cupid's bow pronounced. So, as you can see, this is the look. It really isn't a hard application process. Now, I have went in and cleaned up the edges of my lips with makeup in the past to make them paler on the outside edges, and you can do that. Think dark, think loud, think proud, think really red lips, and you're set. That's it.
Welcome to Honshin Fine Art. We have 2 galleries, the Gallery of the Ascending Spirit and the Gallery of Wholeness, Harmony and Radiance. We are a gallery of peace. We've been working for 21 years now with Thich Nhat Hanh, the acclaimed international peace master, to spread the word of peace to Honshin Fine Art, the Trust Your Heart Gallery.
Hi, I'm Pat Schweiss, director of the Sedona International Film Festival, and we are proud to support the Roaring Twenties and the great work that the Humane Society of Sedona does by donating a great package to the auction, a 20-film ticket package to the Sedona International Film Festival, our 27th annual celebration, which will be February 20th through 28th this coming year. We hope you'll bid, because we're sweetening the pot, and we're also throwing in a $100 gift card to the Mary D. Fisher Theater, so you can come and enjoy films and special events all year long, or even use it at the concession stand. So support your four-legged friends and the great work that the Humane Society of Sedona does. Bid, and know that it's going toward a great cause. We'll see you at the movies.
Hi, my name's David Kavalik. I'm the veterinarian at Sedona Animal Clinic. I'm also the contract veterinarian for Humane Society of Sedona. It's a great organization. I'm very proud. We're all very proud here to work with them. And please give to their gala this year.
Of our wonderful Great Gatsby sponsors are Alan and Linda Brecher. And we're going to hear a few words from Linda, one of our amazing volunteers at the Humane Society of Sedona. But also, what you may not know about Linda is military working dogs are very true to her heart as they are for me.
Hi, my name is Linda Brecher, and my husband and I, Alan Brecher, are longtime supporters of the Humane Society of Sedona. We even were here before this beautiful building was built. I wish that you could come with me on an invisible tour of what happens here from 7 in the morning until 7 at night. Oh, by the way, this dog is 10 years old and as sweet as can be, as you can see. Starting at 7, kennels are scrubbed, dogs are fed, blankets are washed, everything is cleaned completely. The dogs get their walk with the volunteers. They get a nice walk. We make sure that everything is taken care of while they're outside. And then they come in and get a delicious dinner. Some get chicken, some get hot dogs with their meals. Some need rice because they're underweight. They get their meds. They have a chart for every single dog and what that dog needs. And then after that, they're tired and they get to rest. This is the most incredible shelter. The staff is more than just the staff. They take care of everything, medical, and the medical goes way beyond spay and neuter. It goes when a dog has lost an eye, a dog has a broken leg. They come in all sorts of problems, and we take care of them with our medical fund. And that's why I'm asking you to take care of these animals that have no voice and only need your help, your money, your support, your sponsorship, whatever you can do to help those. Thank you so much.
Did you know we have several contests this week, and you could win this wonderful trophy or others like it and a number of goodies.
Have you ever wanted a pair of prescription Maui Jims? Wished you had some Oakley golfing glasses? How about a stylish pair of computer glasses? If you're focused on supporting our Humane Society, we'll help you clarify your vision.
Hello and welcome. This is where the magic happens for Bonnie Lane Designs. And I'm thrilled to offer a couple of my Second Chances solar lights for your silent auction. I'm also really grateful to the Humane Society of Sedona. Yesterday marked the first anniversary for my sweet Melissa and me.
Hi, I'm Tracy Shadley, owner at Organize A to Z, your premier source for custom closet and storage solutions in Sedona and the Verde Valley. I'm thrilled to have donated a certificate for a custom closet consultation, including plans. If you need a closet redone or an office or a garage, please check out this certificate. I look forward to working with you and have a wonderful evening at the gala.
I love this community so much because our entertainers, the people that we depend on to make us laugh, to make us smile with lots of joy in this community, have come together, donated their time to entertain us all for the Humane Society of Sedona. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the show.
When the red, red robin goes bob, bob, bobbing along, along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts throbbing his old sweet song. Wake up, you sleepy head, get up, get up, get out of bed, cheer up, the sun is red, live, love, laugh and be happy. What if I were blue? Now I'm walking through that field of flowers. Rain may glisten, but still I listen for hours and hours. I'm just a kid again, doing what I did again, singing a song. When the red, red robin comes bob, bob, bobbing along.
Hi, Alcatraz here.
And Valerie Valentine, yeah.
We are inviting you here
To Facebook on the Humane Society of Sedona's Facebook page every night at 5:30 from September 21st through September 26th.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, this is what's happening. Lots of fun. Gerardo, the owner of Gerardo's, he is going to be teaching some Italian cooking classes.
my favorite food. Oh, and Speakeasy Shannon will be teaching you how to make the most swankiest 20s cocktails.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like that gin in the back.
No, it's not very tasty.
This is terrible.
Really
terrible,
bad.
terrible. You know, Shannon comes from Classic Spirits. She knows all about booze. Yeah, so make sure you tune in.
Here's your cocktail ingredients for Wednesday. Make sure you take them shopping with you.